Welcome to your August 2024 Kitchener-Waterloo real estate market update. In July, we saw some fascinating trends that every buyer and seller should be aware of. Before we get into a breakdown of the detailed stats, here's a quick overview of the key trends we saw in July. Last month, listings were sitting longer on the market and inventory was up by 61% compared to last year. On July 24th, we saw a quarter-point interest rate drop, and it's still too early to see its full impact. However, fixed rates are expected to keep dropping. Renovated and new properties are still in high demand and moving quickly, while others are taking a bit longer to sell. To give you a more accurate picture of price trends, this month we're also going to look at the MLS Home Price Index, otherwise known as the HPI. By the way, if you have any questions about the real estate market, if you're thinking about buying, selling, or renting, there is a link in the comments along with our phone number that you can call or text with any questions. We look forward to hearing from you. Now, let's dive into the detailed numbers for July. Starting with detached homes, which saw a median price of $835,000 in July. That's up 0.6% from June's $830,000. It's also down 2.6% from last July, where the median sales price was $857,000. For semi-detached homes, we saw a median sales price in July of $656,000, which is down 1.35% from June, which was $665,000, and down 0.42% from July last year, which was $658,000. Freehold Townhomes saw a median sale price of $755,000, which is up 2% from the $740,000 that we saw in June, and up 1.34% from last July's $745,000. Condo Towns saw a median sale price of $525,000, which is down 6.6% from June's $562,000 and down 11% from last year's $590,000. Condo apartments saw a median sale price of $438,000, which is up 4.4% from the $419,000 we saw in June and down 7.8% from last July's $475,000. Average and median sale price information can help establish long-term trends, but it doesn't indicate whether or not specific properties have increased or decreased in value. For this, a better tool to use is the Home Price Index. The way the Home Price Index works is it takes a benchmark property and looks at how much that home would have sold for this month versus the previous month versus last year. So it's comparing the exact same property in different months. With that being said, the benchmark price for a detached home in July was $839,100, which is down 1.6% from June's $852,900. It's also down 4.4% from last July's $878,000. For the benchmark townhome, the price in July was $617,900, which is down 1.4% from $626,000 in June and down 5.8% from the $655,000 in last July. The benchmark price for apartment condos was $454,800, which is down 0.2% from June's $456,000 and down 6.2% from last July's $485,000. So when we look at the median sale prices of the property types, we see that they're all over the place, with some being up and some being down. But when we look at the HPI, the general trend we see is a slight decrease in prices month over month. When comparing freehold properties and condo properties, both saw an increase in the days it took to sell, with freehold properties having a median days on market of 13 days, which is up 3 more days than June, and an average days on market of 19 days, which is also 4 days longer than June. Condo properties had a days on market median of 22 days, which is up 2 days from June, and also 30 days on average to sell, which is up 4 days compared to June.
Looking at sales activity, we had a total of 419 sales in the month of July, which is down 16% to the 10-year average, which is typically 498 for the month of July. Of the 419 sales, 278 were freehold properties, which is down 15% month over month, but it is up 8.6% year over year. For condo properties, we saw a little more activity with 141 sales, which is up 28% comparing it to last month, and it is up 27% comparing it to last year.
In July, we saw 542 new freehold listings, which resulted in 625 active listings at the end of the month. That is a 3.1% increase compared to June. We also saw 355 new condo listings, which resulted in 609 active condo listings at the end of the month of July. That's down 4.5% compared to the end of June.
And finally, looking at sale versus list price for freehold properties, we had a sale to list ratio of 102.8%, indicating that freehold properties are still on average selling above asking price. For condos, on the other hand, we had a sale to list ratio of 99.1% of the asking price, indicating that condos on average are selling below asking. So looking at the stats, we are seeing increased activity in the condo market, which was very sluggish for a long time, but it seems that buyers are now coming around to it and seeing that there's deals to be had, especially for first-time home buyers looking to enter the market. So why are listings sitting longer?
Well, there's a few different reasons that could result in the listings taking longer to sell. Number one, buyers have lots of options out there, so the increased inventory allows them to be a little bit more selective with what they'd like to buy. Also, the summer months, typically we see a drop in buyer activity as most people are taking vacations or enjoying the outdoors, so home buying is kind of on the back burner. And third of all, some of those quote-unquote perfect homes are not coming to the market as quickly as they have before, and that's why when they do hit the market, they get snatched up pretty quickly, as buyers these days, since they have a lot of choice, they would prefer something that's renovated and they don't have to work on over something that they would have to put a lot of elbow grease in. And in regards to interest rates, as we mentioned, there was a 1/4 point drop on July 24th. George, what does that mean for the future state of the market?
Yeah, absolutely. So the 1/4 point drop isn't going to have significant impact on buyers, but it does indicate the direction that the market is headed in the future. We do anticipate to have more rate cuts with the next announcement being September 4th. And you heard it here first, it's going to be a 0.5% decrease in those interest rates. But the more important thing going on with interest rates is the fixed rate market, because most people are getting fixed rates these days. And what we've seen is the bond yields dropping since the last interest rate announcement. They're sitting at below 3% for the first time in a long time. And this is what dictates our fixed rates. So it was around 3.6, 3.7% before the interest rate drop. So we've seen a huge decrease there, which means we can anticipate some big decreases in the fixed rate market as well.
There you have it, our detailed analysis for the month of July stats report. If you made it this far, make sure to give our video a thumbs up. And for future videos, you can subscribe to our channel.